taking place, breaking norms, sudden trends, wage word of the day, uncontained, making space, cultivating grace. Yeah. Space, converging minds on the same page, every day, every way. Waves, word of the day, words, word of the day, conversation. Be alright, be alright. Life is strange, full of pain. Joy and happiness is all the same. But you have to reclaim. Become your best self. Stop tripping off what people say. Don't you know it's gonna be a brighter day, brighter day, brighter day, brighter day. Lift your hands. Do it, y'all. Come on, better, 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 better. Better days are coming. Better days are coming. Better, 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 better. Taking place. Breaking norms, sudden trends, wage word of the day, uncontained, making space, cultivating grace. Yeah.
Man, what is going on, everybody? What is going on? You know what it is. It's Wade's Word of the Day. Wade's Word of the Day. And we're here tonight to help you. Help each other get over the hump, man. I'm so grateful and thankful to be hanging out with each and every one of you on this day, this evening. So, hey, you know what it is. We're here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday night, 8 p.m. I need you to take the first 30 seconds of the broadcast. Y'all know what it is. I need you to like the post. I need you to go ahead and hit those hearts and those likes. And I need you to tag, text, and tell somebody. 3 tasks right off the grip. Like the actual post. Matter of fact, if you don't mind, go ahead and throw a heart on that before we even get started. Then go ahead and just go crazy. Take about 30 seconds. Hit the heart and the like button. And then just simply tag somebody at whoever you want to come in tonight. You know, we don't hang around in this space too long, but long enough. Yeah, so it's Wade's Word of the Day. I'm your host, your boy, Pastor Wade. We have 3 tiers in terms of what we do around this piece, around this place, if you will. Wade's Word of the Day, Sundays with LHBC every Sunday morning, 10:15. Me and the fellas, we come into the space, a little bit of music, a little bit of word, and some discussion. Man, it's fire. You ought to check it out. And then finally, the Life Center. That's what we do, all of our on-the-ground work, philanthropy work, and all of that good stuff. Make sure you go over there to the page, the Life Center, get connected, get all of the notifications, and hopefully you'll support, participate, get involved. Yeah, help us out if you don't mind. Help us out if you don't mind. Ooh. And while you're doing that, you might as well. You might as well go ahead and check out this swag. Go get you some.
Here we go. Are you getting up or getting down? Somebody say hello, feel is talk. You know how we do it in this space. We try to get our healing. Hey, it's Wade's Word of the Day.
Yeah, you need to go get you some of that swag, t-shirts and all of that good stuff right over there. LHBCswag.com. Yeah, so pop over there, check it out. Grab your t-shirt, grab your hoodie, grab your backpack and all of that good stuff. If you don't mind, Andre Barnes Lee. Hey, we thank you so much for hitting that stars button. This week, asking everybody 800 stars. That's simply $8. That's not a lot of money. If you don't mind tonight, go ahead and hit that stars button. Do it now. Do it now. I don't see you texting and tagging and telling anyone. Oh, wow. Wednesday hump day, man. It's been a lot going on, here in Connecticut. We're right in the heart of the legislative session. So I'm busy writing testimony, presenting different things and all of that good stuff. So yeah, it's whirlwind. We're busy over here supporting, trying to influence the things that we care about, the things that are important for you and I. Man, just so much to talk about. But I think tonight, the word that I want to kind of basically deal with is fight. Fight. And by definition, when I think about fight, by definition, when I think about fight, to me, it just simply means to put forth a determined effort. Fight. It's being willing to put forth a determined effort. Nina Holmes, what's going on? Good to see you tonight. Ann Scott, we see you over there on YouTube as well. Make sure you're over there on YouTube, commenting and sharing that out if you don't mind. Fight. Dr. King spoke about it's important that each and every one of us should have something that we are willing to fight for. And what's crazy to me, seems like over the last 20 years or so, we've been willing to fight over trivial things. Somebody said something bad about me, or all of the things that don't really matter. But there comes a time in our lives when we must be willing to fight for those things which are important. It's Black History Month, and generations before us, they understood what it meant to fight. They understood what it meant to put forth a determined effort around things that matter, like standing up for justice and holding folk accountable in the space of our humanity, standing up and being determined to be able to vote and to be counted. They were willing to put forth a determined effort, whether it was marching, whether it was standing, whether it was in the midst of sit-ins and walking, not getting on the bus, but walking day to day, sacrificing their own personal property to be a part of the movement. And even being willing to die, they had to. Yeah, they understood the value of fighting, putting forth a determined effort. Not kind of like this silly stuff we do now. They were willing to be accountable for their neighbor. They understood the value of having a connected community. Where they were pushing for the dignity and the value of their brother and of their sister, not tearing down, but lifting up, encouraging. They understood that if they were to secure any level of freedom, they were going to have to fight. They were going to have to strategize. They were going to have to mobilize and be determined not to quit. Yeah, they had a fighting spirit. And even though they used tactics of nonviolence, if you will, in some spaces, and other spaces they didn't. Some spaces they did. They had different strategies in terms of how they fought, but they had a determination, a will to see things through. They weren't easily, if you will, pulled back into situations and circumstances that would stop and block their progress or seeing the future better than what their present state was. They would say things like, we're not going to turn back. Have we lost our fighting spirit? Have we become so simple that the only thing we think about is bling, bling, and shiny things? Most of the things that you kind of see on TV today is really about that. It doesn't matter what they look like, how they're being approached, as long as they get money. Have we lost our fighting spirit? Really the willingness to put forth a determined effort to see a good outcome, a rewarding outcome, a pleasant outcome, a great outcome, if you will. So I would suggest tonight, as we recommit to this fighting spirit, to determination, to seeing things through, that if we are to have a fighting spirit, we must be willing to confront the problems that we face. We can no longer afford to daydream through life, or if you will, to close our eyes and, take on this narrative. Well, if it doesn't really affect me, I ain't tripping. We all know some folk like that, right? I'm talking about in like the meaningful things, right? Injustice, unlawfulness, all of the things, that we kind of murmur and complain about, but when you're asked to stand up for, you kind of like, it ain't really my problem, so I ain't worried about it. We've got to be willing to confront the problems that face us internally as well as externally. Let me say it again, internally as well as externally. We have to begin to ask ourselves, why don't we have any community values? Why don't we understand what our parents understood before us, that all money ain't good money? We have to be willing to confront the problems that face us. Why are we so envious and jealous? Why are we still in a place where we're allowing the so-called gatekeepers to rule the world, specifically in our community? These are things we've got to begin to confront, this notion of what it means to be Black leaders and what it means to be leading Blacks. Man, I'm talking better than y'all typing tonight. If I was in church, I might say, "Preach, Wade." I'm doing the best I can. We must be willing to confront the problems that we face internally as well as externally. We must begin to ask ourselves, what happened to our love ethic? I hear Nas ringing in my head right now. You know that song, "If I Rule the World, I free all my sons." You know, yeah, we've got to be willing to face the problems that we face. Are we more than just symbolic stuff? Are we more than the cookout? And that the totality of who we are is not based on the letters behind our name. And just because you may have some letters behind your name does not necessarily mean that you might be best for our community. That's right, my brother. The fattest man in Guitar Land. Thank you for coming into the space tonight. We appreciate you, John. We really do. Number two, if we are to get our fighting spirit back, we must begin to think about, how do we take immediate action? How do we pull resources? How do we strategize beyond simply having conversations? Man, I'm so wore out with people telling us that we need to have a conversation around police brutality and racism and all of those things. Man, we don't need to have another conversation. We need some immediate action in terms of rectifying the situation. And that action shouldn't always have to be initiated with us to get back in line. We've got to figure out, how do we take immediate action to do a course correct, if you will. Are you willing to speak up and stand up? Yeah. What actions are you committed to in the fight? Number three, because our humanity is always kind of connected to our divinity, our humanity must be willing to walk, but our divinity helps us to understand who's really leading. Man, somebody ought to text that out tonight. That's good. I know I'm gonna make a clip of that one right there. Yeah, our humanity gives us the power to walk, but it is through our divinity that we understand who's leading us. That just simply means I trust God to prepare the way. But in trusting God to prepare the way, I know that I play a part in executing what He's trying to do in the earth. Yeah, you play a part. I play a part in executing what he's trying to do in the earth. Oftentimes I say it like this: God gives a vision, but it's worked out, walked out amongst people. You don't see nowhere in the book outside of the beginning where it's not walked out by people. Yeah, people got to be willing to get up. People got to be willing to stand up. People got to be willing to fight. Nehemiah, in a comfortable place, in a wonderful place, but yet he's burdened and he says, no, I'm comfortable, but my people are suffering. I need to go back and see how I can help to rebuild the walls. So on one hand, text says they had their sword, and the other hand, they had their uh, willingness to trust their God, because he gives a plan and he invites me into the plan. And inviting me into the plan, there is this recognition that I've got to put my hands and my feet and my body and my voice and my thoughts and my understanding. Let me say it like this so some folk can understand it. God might give you a unction for a message, but he ain't gonna preach it for you. You got to do that. You dig? He may give you a vision, a purpose for your life, but you've got to walk it out. You can't sit on the couch and be like, God, you know I need a job, go make it happen. If you're not willing to get up, prepare a resume, work on your interview skills and all of that good stuff. Earn you an outfit, if you will. Got a little bit of money, you can maybe put it, in the dry cleaner, put it on, wash your face, brush your teeth, take the necessary steps to get to the place, and then have enough confidence that as you have done those things, that he'll be with you. Yeah, so it is through my humanity I recognize my divinity, that as I am moving in life, he meets me along the way. That's called faith, y'all. We say, Audrey Barnsley, yes, yeah, shine your shoes. Yeah, make sure your shoes is pretty now. That's called faith, y'all. That's really what faith is. Faith is this recognition that God meets me along the way. That as I walk out this thing called life, he's meeting me along the way. Somebody ought to say, I know that's right. That's what faith is. Faith is not believing that everything must be perfect in order for me to move, but it's this recognition that as I move, he meets me along the way. So when I confront the problems, I'm developing my fighting spirit. When I'm willing to take action, I'm developing my fighting spirit. When I understand that my humanity is working in collaboration with my divinity and I'm trusting him along the way, I'm developing my fighting spirit. And then finally, I just thank him. In the midst of the fight, I thank him. I thank him as I enter in. I thank him as I come out. It's kind of like a boxer. I thank him as I'm going in, and I thank him as I'm coming out. I thank him that he has opened up the doors and all of these things, made preparations so that I can enter. I thank him while I'm in the midst of the battle, and I thank him when I come out. Can somebody say, I know that's right? Wait. There is this understanding, this recognition, this spirit of thankfulness that saturates my fight. This recognition that I'm not alone. The old folks says something simply as this: he walks with me and he talks with me and he tells me that I am in fact his own. Antonio, what's going on tonight? Verlin, what's happening tonight? Y'all picking up what I'm putting down. It's this recognition I'm not doing it alone. I'm not by myself. Not only is he with me, but he has also brought others along with me to help in the fight. And ain't nothing like fighting with other folk who have a fighting spirit. You ever seen those movies? You know, those movies, I love those type of movies, them kind of older movies where, you know, they ain't fighting with no guns and nothing like that. All they got is sticks and knives. And when the enemy comes around them, it's like 5 or 6 of them, and then they turn back to back with their swords and their sticks in the hand, and they look at one another and they say, hey, we're going to fight this thing out together. You ever seen that? Because ain't nothing like fighting with other folk who have a fighting spirit, who are willing to sit down and have meaningful conversations and call a thing what a thing is, who are willing to take immediate action, course correction, who are willing to understand humanity and divinity and how it all works together. Then ultimately, who are thankful that not only do they have the will to fight, but they have somebody to fight with them. Oh my God, I'm going to send myself an offering. I'm going to hit that stars button for myself. I'm preaching on, I'm talking on this Wednesday night. I'm helping somebody get over the hump. If you know you're getting over the hump, go ahead and hit those hearts and those likes real quick. But are you picking up what I'm putting down? Ain't nothing like understanding in the fight that I got somebody fighting with me. Somebody working with me, somebody down with me. So tonight, let's renew our fighting spirit. Our ancestors had a fighting spirit. Those who came before us had a fighting spirit. Let's get our fighting spirit back. I'm done tonight. I hope that this word has added value to your life on tonight. I really do. I hope that it has added value on your life tonight. And if it really did, Chris, what's going on tonight, Doc? Good to see you. It really has been a minute. It's been a minute. Don't be a stranger, my brother. Yeah. This word has added value. Do me a favor. Text, tag, and tell somebody. Tonight, we're asking everyone who can. 800 stars. Just, that's $8. Don't think $800. Think $8. 800 stars. Every star represents a penny. 800 stars, $8. We're asking everybody who can tonight. There's a little button right there. Little stars button. Go ahead and hit that stars button if you were blessed on tonight. But more than that, if you have enjoyed the word on tonight, make sure that you share it with somebody. Tag somebody. Share it with somebody. Tell them, get your fighting spirit back, dog. Yeah. Encourage them to do that this evening. Whew, it's Wednesday. We're getting over the hump. Let's see if we can get over the hump with this. Y'all let me know if you're feeling it. Here we go. Hey, listen, we're out of here tonight. We love you. We need you. Hey, hey, yeah. Everybody say with me. I gotta go talk to y'all real soon. I love you so much. Y'all know what it is. It's Wade Word of the Day. Make sure you tune in every Monday, Tuesday, 1 out of 8 p.m. Tell somebody we love y'all tonight. Oh, we need you. I gotta go. Peace, everybody. Love you.